The following is an exclusive of the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. From the Midwestern State Sports Network, Midwestern State University Mustangs basketball is on the air. MSU basketball is brought to you in part by ASCO, Bud Light, Cane's Chicken Fingers, First Bank, the Greater Texas Ford Dealers, 4 Stars Auto Ranch, Market Street Supermarkets, Planet Fitness, Starbright Cleaners, Taco Casa, Texoma Community Credit Union, the Times Record News, Union Square Credit Union, and the United Regional Healthcare System. It's time now for the Taco Casa pregame show with interviews and insight into today's game on the LSC Digital Network.
Well, it's not the way we expected the season to end for Midwestern State, but the season finale is here at Lincoln Coliseum. 11-16 Midwestern State is 8-13 in conference play and will not make it to the LSC postseason tournament. They're hosting Red River rival Cameron tonight. Cameron's had a tough year, 4-23, 2-19 in conference. Midwestern State celebrating senior night. Jace Johnson, John Weegar, Luke Hamilton, Derek Ogechi, and Jermaine Carter were honored in a pregame ceremony. Now it's time to think about basketball and the 86th all-time meeting between the Aggies and the Mustangs, who are 7-5 at home this season. Midwestern State is 28-20 at home under the guidance of Justin Leslie. They're 32-6 at home against Cameron in the all-time series, which Midwestern State leads, by the way, 55-30. The Mustangs outscored the Aggies in the paint 36-10 and won the last encounter at DL Lincoln Coliseum 79-55 as Jermaine Carter scored 19 points on 7 of 10 shooting. Midwestern State traveled to Lawton back in December for the first meeting of the year, and Carter and Marquise Davison were big in that game. Carter finished with 10 points and 10 rebounds. He also had 7 assists, 3 steals, and blocked 2 shots. Midwestern State went on a 12-0 run in the second half and led by as many as 15. Davison finished with 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Pierre Sanders and Luke Hamilton also scored 12 points in that game. Hamilton hit 4 3-pointers in that victory. Midwestern State will go for a sweep of the Aggies tonight on senior night, and we'll get the scouting report from assistant coach Casey Weitzel when our coverage continues on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Mild or spicy?
I beg your pardon?
Are you mild or spicy? when you go to Taco Casa.
Taco Casa has the super nachos, tacos, and burritos you want and more. Get your mild or spicy at Taco Casa on Southwest Parkway at Taft and on Maplewood at Lawrence and Wichita Falls and in Vernon.
For a minute there, I thought maybe you were flirting with me.
Go Mustangs!
How do you build a strong community? Start with hard work, teamwork, and dedication. Add resilience, perseverance, and you've got the city that faith built. At First Bank, we're proud to serve Texoma with 5 locations in our community, over a century of continuous service, and a strong history of putting our customers first. Visit us online at firstbankweb.com. First Bank, invested in our community.
Chevy Truck Month is when you'll save big on the Silverado 1500 at 4 Stars Auto Ranch, who was recently awarded the coveted Consumer Satisfaction Award from DealerRater.com, thanks to our loyal customers who want you to experience what they did on not only Chevy trucks, but higher quality pre-owned vehicles as well. Price lower, saving you thousands of dollars at 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, Texas. Make the switch to 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, proud to support Midwestern State University.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.
Planet Fitness has a bunch of great stuff other gyms don't, like $10 a month membership and free unlimited fitness training. That's right, free fitness training. It's called PE at PF, but it's not the kind of PE with annoying whistles or the stench of your 4th grade classmates. Oh no, it's a certified fitness trainer customizing your workout totally free of charge. So do PE the adult way at the judgment-free zone. Sign up at the gym or join online at planetfitness.com. Some restrictions apply. See club for details.
The Taco Casa pregame show continues.
And it's time now to get the scouting report from Casey Weitzel. Unfortunately, it's the last time this season that we'll visit with Casey as the season winds down tonight against Cameron, facing a team that's 1-13 on the road. They've lost 11 straight on the road. But this is a team that seems like they always kind of save their best for Midwestern State. It's the Red River rivalry.
That's
so
right.
It's not going to be a walkover by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody wants to go out, when you're not playing for playoffs. You want to win your last one, and, we got an opportunity to do that. Not a lot of teams get to do that. So our guys are fired up, ready to go. We had really good practices, which was great. The guys are still in it. And that's what you want in that situation. That speaks volumes of the program and the character of these guys and the staff that can keep them going like that. And it's just really exciting to see that they're willing to see it all the way through. They're playing for the seniors tonight. Want to send them out on a good note for sure. And
you're losing some character guys in that senior class.
No, absolutely. Yeah, though we did the last suicide yesterday for them. We run free throw line, half court, opposite free throw line, full court, and back. And we kind of a tradition that we started years and years ago. I mean, even before I got to Azusa with Coach Leslie, he started that tradition where, last guaranteed practice, you run, the last thing you do with that practice is run a suicide for those seniors. And everybody, hypes it and gets loud for them. And, it was a little, I had a little moment, caught myself, like John Uyghur's been here since we've been here.
Right.
And, to see him moving on and running out of eligibility and, all the dedication and hard work that he's put in, just to get where he is today. And, and you can kind of go down the list. Derek Ogechi, I mean, what a career that could have been had he not gotten hurt, right? So my heart goes out to him for that, but one of my all-time favorite people, just a guy that got it, that competed every day and did he left everything on the court. And that's one of the things I'll always remember about Derek. And he always did it with a smile. Even when when his first year here, he was demanding of his teammates and everything, but he still had a smile on his face, even when he did that. And, and just, love him to death. And Jace, Johnson is been hurt all year, unfortunately. And, that late in the year, he probably would have helped us a little bit. He's a big physical athlete and a guy that does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. He's a walk on, and that's not an easy life. And we have our online film package, and he was always the guy that had everything memorized on a scout and helped his teammates to get it. I'll never forget and they have their team only group thread text messages, and one of the other guys comes in and says, "Hey, look what Jace did." And I look at it, and he had all of the scouting report translated into how they talk. And so like they really resonated with all the guys, and he was just that guy that dialed in on those details for his teammates because he loves the program so much, and knew that playing probably wasn't going to happen, and was still about the team, and just kind of was the guy that a little bit of the locker room lawyer, kind of ran things in there, right?
And you need that guy.
Yeah, you need that guy, and that's where he could add value, and so you applaud that, and you're very thankful for that, and he's just an unbelievable young man, and I'm excited for his future. And and then Luke Hamilton is Luke Hamilton.
I know you're going to miss Luke because you guys like kidding around with one another.
Yeah, we do, and that's just Luke's personality too. And I told him, I was like, you need to go somewhere where you're going to be a little uncomfortable and really have to grind and work. And he's like, yeah, it'd probably be good for me, but I don't know. I like what we have. And I'm like, no, you're right. Like, it's fun. It's a good time. And he's just one of the all time, great guys, and a guy you just, I could see in 5 years, probably hang out with Luke. So, he's a guy you want around your family, and he cares. The thing about Luke, though, that's so misunderstood is he cares deeply for MSU basketball, and that's what's really cool about him. And he guards MSU basketball. If you're not about the right stuff, he's gonna let them know, and he's gonna say, hey, that's not what this program is about. You're gonna go to class, you're gonna do well in school, you're gonna get your degree. We can have fun doing it, but you're gonna do the right thing, and he's about that. And representing the university as well. So one of those things that you just really don't see from an outsider's perspective. Right. So, and then of course there's Jermaine Carter, and what a career he's had, and we'll see if he can have a career night to get to 1,000 points on the year. And I'm excited for him tonight, and I know he'll be emotional. So I'm hoping. Last time he was emotional, he wasn't very good. So I'm hoping that this is a different kind. He knows everybody's here, and and last time his mom was here that he knew about, he played very well. So I'm hoping that tonight,
she paid a surprise visit.
Early in the year, early in the year, and it just didn't go well. Right before the game, he saw her, and it was like you just see his face. I was like, uh-oh. So, but Jermaine was one of those guys that Jermaine, Dio, and Luke all came. Actually, Dio's an exception, though. He waited all the way till he could visit. But the other two, they came sight unseen to Midwestern, and Jermaine this last summer stays all summer, fully committed to this year, and Dio, I don't think he's been home more than a week or two at a time since he's gotten here, and Luke was here all summer as well, and just guys that were committed to the program, and and Jermaine is his heart for people in MSU is just, it's unbelievable. I mean, the guy, all of them just bleed the Mustangs, and that's what you ask for. And off the court, on the court, just unbelievable men, and they'll be missed. They'll definitely be missed.
I'm so glad you shared some of these stories, especially about Jace, because that's something.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Not a lot of people would know about that. So thanks for sharing those stories about these seniors who are being honored here tonight before this game against Cameron. Just one quick, real key to the game tonight.
I think watching Cameron is they still play with a lot of energy, so we've got to match that. We got to match their energy and be dialed in on who's catching the ball where, like especially in our zone. There's certain players, like as you're watching, if you see number one catch at the high post, you're going to see a guard or a wing slide underneath him. So that way it's almost like a built-in double team. We don't want our center coming up and guarding him. We want to stay with a guard on him because he's a playmaker in there. And they don't have a ton of shooters on the perimeter. outside of Savage and Goff Brown. So we just got to know where those two are on the perimeter, and the rest of them are slashers. So we match up really well against this team. I mean, we beat them already at their place. This is a chance, I think, for our only sweep of the year. I think that's true. Everyone else I think we've split with, or except for Angela. So, we want to get that sweep and like we talked about, just send these seniors out. They deserve to go out winners, and they really do. And like I talked about, like we had a good week. It speaks volumes of the program. I know I sound like a broken record, but I think we're down 5 scholarship players right now, including red shirts and injuries and all that stuff. So, it's been one of those years that you're oh man, it could have been, but we're excited for tonight and honoring these guys.
Yeah, and Casey, thanks not only for tonight's scouting report, but thanks for doing this all season long. I really enjoy our time together, and look forward to doing it again next season.
No, it's been a blast, and I think got to start my reel for my next career someday far down the road. So,
well, you've definitely got a future in this business. You know why? You like to talk.
That's right. That's both of us, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's Casey Weitzel. That's tonight's scouting report. We've got the starting lineups and the opening tip coming up next on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Star Bright Cleaners in Wichita Falls is the best choice for superior quality and service at an unbeatable price. Stop by and see for yourself at our Kemp or Seymour Highway locations. We guarantee you'll feel the difference from drop-off to pickup. Done right, on site, on time, guaranteed. In a hurry? Don't worry. Every Star Bright Cleaners has a convenient drive-through for express service. Come give us a try today. You'll be glad you did. Star Bright Cleaners, serving Texoma for over 30 years.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code, Football Edition. This is how you say, game tonight. Bring Bud Light. Fantasy fees are due. That's it for today.
Brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light, crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, football fans. Leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raising Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score. Because we've got the food covered with fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand battered and cooked to order. So no matter the score, you'll always win. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
When you do whatever it takes to get the job done, they say you're on it. At ASCO Equipment, we are on it. It's what we learned as kids, what our parents taught us. To work hard, get the job done, and get it done right. We partnered with Case Construction Equipment because they get the job done too. You can buy and rent Case equipment from us and we'll service and support it. Just like we support you, because we're on it. Whatever it is, at ASCO, we're on it.
The Taco Casa pregame show continues.
Joined now by Dr. Greg Giddings. I'm Pete Stein, Midwestern State and Cameron, playing the final game of the regular season. And at the onset of the campaign, we thought this Midwestern State team would be one that would be maybe among the top 4 or 5 teams in the conference. Instead, they've been eliminated from the LSC tournament. It'd be understandable if they were catatonic coming out here tonight, but it looks like they are engaged.
Yeah, I was noticing that myself. I mean, it was encouraging to see how they seem to enjoy each other's company, and they seem to be excited about playing. And, I've commented a few times this season about their body language being poor, but it looks really good before this game. And, again, it's an opportunity to play college basketball. A lot of guys don't get that, so they should be excited.
They honored 5 seniors in a pregame ceremony here, including Jace Johnson, Luke Hamilton, Derek Ogechi, John Weger, and Jermaine Carter. Any thoughts about this senior class?
Well, I'm sure they're disappointed. I mean, they haven't had the season that they wanted to in the last couple of years. The team has been plagued by injuries, but going forward, I hope that they have the friendships that I have with my teammates. I still keep in touch with them. We actually found one of our teammates the other day, a guy we hadn't heard from in 40 years, and we were all so excited that he's still, somewhere we can get in touch with him. So, they're disappointed in maybe the way the season came out, but I hope that they remain in touch with one another the rest of their lives because it's a great opportunity.
As tough as the season as it's been for Midwestern State, it's been even tougher for Cameron. The Aggies coming here 4-23. 2-19 in conference play.
Wow, that's not very good, and they don't seem that bad. They've got a few guys that seem to be able to play, but, man, the Lone Star Conference is just tough. It'll just beat you to death if you don't have some really good players.
Andre Washington and Jermaine Carter jump center, and the opening tip is knocked out of bounds in front of the Midwestern State bench. And it'll be Cameron ball. Cameron will inbound. It'll be Jalen Thomas, a 6'8 junior from Tulsa, putting it in play. And he inbounds it to Reggie Prudhomme, who's a 6-foot guard, a sophomore out of Missouri City. Comes back to the right side for Thomas. Between the circles is Colt Savage, a 6'5 senior from Sand Springs, Oklahoma. A three-pointer on the way. That's no good for Thomas. Midwestern State has the rebound, and Sanders comes out of the backcourt. It's Pierre Sanders at the point, Luke Hamilton, Jermaine Carter, John Weger, and Derek Ogechi, the starting five for Justin Leslie in the final game of the season. Sanders with a lob to Carter, who had to leap up to grab it, threw it out to the corner for Weger, around the perimeter to Hamilton, straightaway three, no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Prudhomme of Cameron. A long pass to Savage, who drives the baseline left to right but fails to score. Hamilton rebounds for Midwestern State, gets it to Sanders, who's up the right side of the floor. Fires cross court to Ogechi, bounce pass to Weger. Weger drives in, and John Weger scores to give Midwestern State a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, nice finish by Weger, getting a high percentage shot there to get the Mustangs on the scoreboard.
Took a little more than a minute to get the first points on the board. Cameron has the basketball. Prudhomme with a bounce pass to the right wing for Golf Brown, a 6'3 freshman out of Tulsa. Savage has it. Fronted by Sanders on the right wing. Pass to Thomas. Back to Savage. To the foul line for Washington. Washington kicks it back out for a three-pointer that's lined off the back rim by Prudhomme. And the ball comes out of bounds. Caught by Justin Leslie near the Midwestern State bench. And that's where Derek Ogechi will inbound it.
Cameron passes the eye test. I mean, they got some good-looking kids, but then when they shoot the ball, it doesn't go in, and so it really doesn't matter how good they look.
Pierre Sanders sidestepping his way left. Pass up top for Hamilton. Into Carter. Carter puts it up. No good. It's batted up. Carter grabs it. Double teamed. He scores his first two. He's 27 away from 1,000 points for his career.
Wow. We ought to try to see if he could get 27 then.
Well, he'll need 29 total. Savage hits the jumper. A mid-range shot from left of the lane to make it 4-2 Midwestern State. And I know some of the assistant coaches have talked about trying to get Carter those points. He's only been averaging a little more than 12 a game. He drives to the goal here. Hit the underside of the rim, got his own rebound. A second shot is no good. It's Thomas who comes away with it for Cameron. A wraparound dribble and a pass ahead to Savage, who shoots over Hamilton and rims one around and through the net to tie the game at 4.
Savage is a good player. He's a kid that can shoot the ball, and he can make a bunch of buckets in a hurry.
John Weger has the ball at the top of the arc, holds the ball overhead, puts it on the floor, pass to the right corner for Pierre Sanders. Sanders with a left-hand dribble, now pushes a pass to Ogechi, a long three-pointer, no good for Derek Ogechi. Jalen Thomas has the rebound and passes ahead to Savage for the Aggies. A Savage three-pointer, no good from the left wing, wide right. Ogechi rebounds, skips across half court on the right side, gives the ball to the point guard Pierre Sanders, left to Weger. Into the left block for Carter, who throws to the right corner. It's a Hamilton three-pointer off the side rim, no good. Prudhomme knocked it out of bounds, unable to control the rebound.
And the Mustangs are playing uncharacteristically fast here. That's pretty exciting, getting up and down the floor. And you were mentioning earlier about Jermaine getting 1,000 points. If his teammates know he's that close, that's probably more important than the coaches knowing it.
I think they know.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Carter posting up on the right block. Pivoting, puts up a shot, and scores with the left hand.
So do we need to have a Carter-o-meter or something here?
He's 25 points away now. Started the night needing 29. From the left corner, a three-pointer is good for Savage, as Cameron has taken a 7-6 lead, and Savage has all 7 points for the Aggies.
I mean, that cat can shoot the ball. He's been there for 2 or 3 years, and he can just flat shoot it in. And it seems like, again, this is not a criticism necessarily of the Mustangs. It seems like every team in the Lone Star Conference has got somebody like him that if you don't guard him, you've already made the mistake when they get it off.
Savage is 3 of 5, 1 of 2 from three-point range. Cameron leading by 1. Midwestern State with the ball. Logan Epps has come into the game and has it on the right wing. A bounce pass to Carter at the top of the key. Carter holds the ball low, now puts it on the floor. Comes to the left side, hands to Epps. Epps moves toward the baseline. Epps throws it out, and Carter hits a three-pointer. He's 22 away from 1,000. It's a 9-7 Midwestern State lead. 7 early points for Jermaine Carter, who got off to a fast start at A&M International.
And I'd say that's a good omen if you're making three-pointers. He hasn't been a great three-point shooter all year, so if he's making that, maybe he's going to be in for a good night.
Prudhomme on the baseline, approaches the lane, gives the ball up to the foul line for Washington, who passes left. The ball's taken away. Duncan Olivak comes away with it. Olivak gets it to Ogechi. He's across half court with a left-hand dribble. Ogechi maintaining his dribble between the arc of the lane, backing into the paint, finds Olivak wide open, slam dunk from the left side of the rim.
Yeah, really nice pass by Derek and nice finish by Duncan. Really good play.
The 6'10 freshman slams through his first 2 points, giving Midwestern State an 11-7 lead, but a three-pointer on the other end for Kalen Goff-Brown makes it a 1-point game. 11-10, Mustangs lead with the ball. We've played 5 minutes of the first half. Jermaine Carter has 7 points for the Mustangs, and he's driving into the foul line. He'll shoot from there. He's got 9 points early on. He only needs 20 more to get to 1,000. 13-10. Midwestern State leads by 3.
Only 20. That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a lot of points, Luis.
I was skeptical about him getting to 1,000, but I think they're going to try to get it for him. Some of the coaches were kidding around with me as the pass is deflected by Ogechi and taken away by Sanders. Sanders coming to the left sideline, gives it up to Ogechi. He fakes a three and drives in on Thomas, puts up a shot and scores. Derek Ogechi has given Midwestern State a 15-10 lead. Some of the coaches were kidding around. They were going to have a David Robinson-like performance tonight when he scored 71 in this season finale to become the league's leading scorer.
And didn't I think was it David Thompson that had put up about 60 before that earlier?
I believe it was David Thompson.
David Thompson, what a great player he was. Oh, my gosh.
Well, we could use a guy like David Thompson in the slam dunk competition these days.
You can lose like a guy like David Thompson anytime. That guy was amazing. When Monty Towle used to throw him alley-oops when he was at NC State. I mean, and I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, back then I don't think they had a dunk rule. And so they'd throw it up to Thompson and he'd just lay it in.
He'd just lay it in because they outlawed the slam dunk for Lou Alcindor, right?
Correct.
Trying to eliminate, I don't know how they thought that was going to eliminate Lou Alcindor, but they didn't want him slamming the ball through the rim. But
now,
we saw Duncan Olivak get a slam dunk, and Duncan Olivak, just a freshman. How would you evaluate his first season here at Midwestern State?
Well, you know, he's shown signs of toughness, and the thing that impresses me about it, I know he has a good work ethic, and I know he has two things that you can't teach. He's 6'10", and he's athletic. And at a Division II level, I just hope he stays around and he works hard because he's got nothing but upside. I mean, he could be a good player here in a couple of years, no question.
The Mustangs, who are 7 of 13 from the field for the half, have made their last 5 shots. Cameron's made 4 out of 5. Savage misses a three-pointer from the right corner as play resumes. Midwestern is up 15-10. A little more than 14 minutes to play in the first half. Pierre Sanders moves in from the top of the arc. He throws it out to Epps, who gives to Hamilton. Hamilton finds Olivak at the right elbow. One dribble, a handoff to Sanders, three-pointer, no good. Prudhomme has the rebound. The outlet pass goes to Jalen O'Cone. And here comes Midwestern State. Washington in the game up the right side. Washington to the foul line. Pivoting, throwing it out to Epps. Epps to Sanders. Right now, Jermaine Carter out of the game, but he's already back at the scorer's table ready to check in as Washington launches a three-pointer. No good from the left wing. Savage with a rebound. A long pass down court received by Deshaun Munson, who is their leading scorer. He's coming off the bench, averaging better than 12 points a game, and he's fouled as he goes up to receive this pass. Epps and Olivak coming out of the game. Carter and Ogechi are back on the floor for Midwestern State. Prudhomme inbounding from the right baseline for the Aggies. Throws that out to O'Cone. Savage has it. Oh, he traveled. He couldn't decide what he wanted to do. And of two minds, he ended up traveling, turning the ball over to Midwestern State. A little more than 13 minutes to play in the first half. Midwestern State up 15-10. It's a good start for the Mustangs, but we've seen that a few times this year.
Yeah, we've also seen some bad starts for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's true, too.
So I'll take a good start anytime.
Carter on the right block. Turnaround shot, good. So Jermaine Carter now already into double digits with 11 points, 18 away from 1,000 as a Mustang.
I'm going to make a prediction that he's going to get it right now.
Cameron with the basketball, down by 7. Thomas has it on the right wing. Midwestern in their 2-3 zone defense. Perdome drives in, and the floater rattles in. 17-12. Mustangs up by 5. That ends a 6-0 run for Midwestern State, which has made 6 of its last 8 shots from the field. Carter has it at the foul line, and the ball is knocked loose, and it gets picked up by Goff Brown, and he has it stolen by Washington at half court. Washington 1-on-2, driving to the basket. He's fouled. And the foul's called on Jaden Ocone, the 6'4 junior from Wichita, Kansas.
Jaden Ocone. That is his first, team first. Jared Washington will be at the line for the Mustangs, shooting.
Jared Washington, another freshman for Midwestern State at the free throw line.
You know what's encouraging is the fact that the Mustangs have 17 points and we're only 6 and change in the game. How many times this season have we been with 17 points with barely any time left in the first half? I mean, there's been some real droughts here, and so the fact that they've gotten off to a good start, particularly Carter, is really encouraging.
We saw good starts in Kingsville and Laredo at Texas A&M International, and they came away with a couple of road losses, but they're at home here at Lincoln Coliseum, and they got a pretty good crowd behind them, and they now lead 19-12, Washington with 2 points. Taylor Cox is into the front court, and the ball is lost out of bounds. Last touch by Midwestern State. It'll be put in bounds near half court. The Cone will inbound it. Inbounded into the backcourt for Cox. Around the perimeter it comes to the right wing side for Thomas. Thomas guarded by Uyghur. Pass goes to the right side for Cox. And a foul. Jared Washington robbed of a steal as the foul is called on John Uyghur. With 11:56 to play in the first half, Midwestern State has a 19-12 lead. There's a timeout here at Lincoln Coliseum. Carter with 11 points to lead the Mustangs, and they have a 7-point lead. This is Midwestern State basketball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Chevy Truck Month is when you'll save big on the Silverado 1500 at 4 Stars Auto Ranch, who was recently awarded the coveted Consumer Satisfaction Award from DealerRater.com thanks to our loyal customers who want you to experience what they did on not only Chevy trucks, but higher quality pre-owned vehicles as well. Price lower, saving you thousands of dollars at 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, Texas. Make the switch to 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, proud to support Midwestern State University.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.
We believe that one account doesn't fit everyone, especially younger members. That's why Union Square offers a variety of student accounts tailored to the members they serve. Whether you want to start your child early with a Super Saver account, a Budget Builder account for teenagers, or a college student who needs to learn the practical aspects of checking and credit, we want to help students of all ages get on the right financial track. Come in today and ask about student accounts from Union Square. Union Square, more like family.
For his career at Midwestern State, Jermaine Carter has averaged 12.9 points per game. This is his 77th game. He's got 11 points with 11:49 to play in the first half. Midwestern leads by 7. Cameron has the basketball. Thomas has it at the top of the arc, moves in, shoots over Uyghur, off the glass, no good. Thomas got his own rebound and fights for the goal, making it 19-14. Mustangs up by 5.
Yeah, that's an impressive play by Thomas. Taking it to the basket. I mean, he's a good-looking athlete.
Jared Washington drives in the lane, surrounded by Aggies, draws a foul from Thomas. So Thomas picks up his second team foul.
I mean, when you're in the Lone Star Conference, you can't have enough 6'9" athletic guys on your team.
Washington has the ball in the left corner, bounces it back to Carter. Carter moves up to the foul line, holds the ball overhead. A pump fake, and then a handoff to Hamilton. Straightaway 3 for Luke Hamilton is no good. And pulling down the rebound is Deshaun Munson. I should mention Luke Hamilton just crossed 500 points for his career here at Midwestern State. There's a long three-pointer that is no good for Goff Brown, and Hamilton's got the rebound for Midwestern State.
That's a nice milestone, but it's not as round as 1,000 is.
Hamilton gives the ball off to Carter. Carter comes to the left side, fakes the handoff to Washington and backs in, shoots over Savage. The hook is no good. It rims out. Uyghur has it under the goal. He's trapped under the basket and tripped up. And a foul called on Thomas.
Yeah, good hustle play by Uyghur getting that offensive rebound. Getting an extra possession for the Mustangs.
Andre Washington coming into the game for Cameron. He was in the starting lineup along with Reggie Perdome, who's also checked back in. Carter receives the inbounds pass. Has it out high on the right wing. Looking for somebody under the basket. Nobody there. Hands it off to Ogechi, who has it out high on the right wing. Left-hand dribble up to the foul line. Thrown to the left corner for Uyghur. Uyghur moves inside the arc. Throws to the right wing for Washington. Washington scurries toward the basket. Puts up a shot that's off the glass, around and out. No good. Here comes Perdome with Uyghur on his hip. And Uyghur's called for the foul with 10:20 to play. We're in the first half. Midwestern State up by 5, leading Cameron 19-14. Pierre Sanders has taken a brief rest but is back in the game. And Duncan Olivak is returning as well. It'll be fun to see what kind of player Duncan is next season.
I hope he stays around this summer and works on his game because, again, he's got a lot of upside.
Savage can't catch a pass in the left front court. It's through his hands and between his legs, out of bounds. Turned over to Midwestern State, which hasn't scored in more than 2 minutes but leads 19-14.
I told you Savage was a shooter. I didn't say anything about his ball handling.
Uyghur has the ball out high on the right wing. Guarded by Savage. He pushes into Savage, but no call. Uyghur with a turnaround shot that's way short. Carter picks it out of the air. Jermaine Carter scores with the right hand. 16 away from 1,000 now with 13 points in the first half. Driving in is Washington for the Aggies. No good. The ball's batted around and finally grabbed by Derek Ogechi ahead to Uyghur. Uyghur up the right side. Pull-up jumper rolls over the rim. Carter has it and the putback. 15 first-half points for Jermaine Carter. And Midwestern State leads 23-14. Cameron has the basketball. It's Goff Brown. Cross court to Cox. Right wing three-pointer, no good. Carter rebounds. A foul called. A loose ball foul called against Cameron. And the foul's on the 6'7 junior Andre Washington, stopping the clock with 9:12 to play in the first half. Midwestern State leading 23-14. The Mustangs will go the length of the court, going north to south here at Lincoln Coliseum. As Pierre Sanders crosses half court, he's defended by Cox. Olivak setting the high screen. The pass goes into Ogechi, double team. Puts up a shot as he falls to the floor, no good. Perdome rebounds on the right side of the cylinder, drives all the way coast to coast, and scores with a nice reverse layup.
That was a nice reverse layup. It looked like Carter had him down where he was going to be able to block the shot, and he reversed it on him.
Used the rim as a shield there. And with 8:40 to play in the first half, the Mustangs have the ball, leading by 7, up 23-16. Sanders takes it into the paint, bounces it to Carter. A shot from the right sideline is worth 3 if it goes, but it's around and out, no good. Cameron struggling to grab hold of the rebound. Perdome finally has it. He delivers a long pass to Cox, who missed a layup, and Jermaine Carter has his 6th rebound of the game. He gives the ball up to the point guard, Pierre Sanders. 8:10 to play in the first half. Perdome guarding Sanders. Screened by Carter. Carter receives the pass and quickly sends it to the left sideline for Ogechi. Ogechi moves toward the foul circle. Takes an intermediate jumper that's good.
Not an easy shot. He was well guarded and challenged. He just jumped up and shot it in.
Ogechi's got 4 points, and Midwestern State leads 25-16. Perdome in the left front court. To Savage, back to Perdome, guarded by Uyghur. Perdome trying to get it inside, nothing available, throws it out to Cox. Cox with a wraparound dribble into the paint. He's guarded by Uyghur, And somehow he threads the needle and gets the pass to Ocone, who scores, making the catch and getting the shot off all in one motion.
That was a crafty pass.
25-18, Midwestern State with the ball leading by 7. A little more than 7 minutes to play in the first half. Sanders with a foul line jumper, couldn't get the bounce, and pulling down the rebound is the 6'4" junior Ocone. Prudhomme up to the top of the key, passing left of the wing, and Cox loses it off his left leg. And with 6:56 to play, there's a timeout at Ligon Coliseum in the first half. Midwestern State leads Cameron 25-18.
Chevy Truck Month is when you'll save big on the Silverado 1500 at 4 Stars Auto Ranch, who was recently awarded the coveted Consumer Satisfaction Award from DealerRater.com, thanks to our loyal customers who want you to experience what they did on not only Chevy trucks, but higher quality pre-owned vehicles as well. Price lower, saving you thousands of dollars at 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, Texas. Make the switch to 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, proud to support Midwestern State University.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.
We believe that one account doesn't fit everyone, especially younger members. That's why Union Square offers a variety of student accounts tailored to the members they serve. Whether you want to start your child early with a Super Saver account, a budget builder account for teenagers, or a college student who needs to learn the practical aspects of checking and credit, we want to help students of all ages get on the right financial track. Come in today and ask about student accounts from Union Square. Union Square, more like family.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Bud Light, Market Street, and Union Square Credit Union. Remember, the Greater Texas Ford Dealers halftime show is coming up. The first half has been about Jermaine Carter, who's 7 of 12 and has 15 points for Midwestern State, and the Mustangs lead Cameron 25-18. Pierre Sanders races into the forecourt, throws to the left corner for Hamilton to Epps, left wing three off the front rim. Epps gets boxed out, and grabbing the rebound for Cameron is Andre Washington. In the corner, Munson has it, drives the baseline, loses it under the goal, turned over to Midwestern State.
It's going to be hard for Jermaine to score while he's on the bench. That's all I'm going to say.
Midwestern State out-rebounding Cameron 16-13, and Carter's been a big part of that as well.
Yeah, he's been really active on the boards. He's playing hard.
Sanders holding the ball out front on the right side. Walks to the left side of the floor. 10 on the shot clock as the bounce pass is delivered to Ogechi. Back out to Sanders for a straightaway three. No good. Olivak is held as he tries to grab the rebound. It was Savage who had a hold of his left arm, and the foul is called. That's the 5th team foul, and that's the first personal foul on Savage. Inbounded to Olivak. Olivak in the left corner to Epps. Epps fires to Olivak on the left baseline, moves into the paint, throws out to Ogechi. Ogechi finds Sanders on the right sideline. Back to Ogechi, his three-pointer off the left side of the rim. Rebounded by Olivak, who finds Ogechi at the foul line. He weaves his way through the Aggie defense, puts a shot up off the glass, no good. And grabbing the rebound is Munson to Prudhomme. Prudhomme throws to the left corner. A Savage three-pointer will be discounted because he stepped out of bounds.
You know, I didn't have to worry about that when I played because we didn't have a three-point line, but I am constantly amazed at how often guys are out of bounds. I guess it's because there's just not a lot of room over there.
It happened twice in Kingsville, and during the shoot-around in Laredo, Justin Leslie was telling his team, be sure you don't step out of bounds. Pierre Sanders has it just beyond the arc. The Aggies clog up the lane. Sanders throws to the left corner. Epps hits a three-pointer from there.
That's what he's in there for, and I've said it before. If Logan Epps is going to be a college basketball player, when he's open out there, he needs to make those things, and he made that. It's good to see.
It's his first 3 points of the game, and Midwestern State has a 10-point lead with 5:13 to play. Prudhomme from the top of the arc fires it inside, and Ocone has his shot blocked, but a foul called on Derek Ogechi. Ogechi called for his first personal foul.
You know, again, Cameron's got some good players. I mean, that was a nice little move he made there. He caught an alley-oop. He really was not in perfect control, so he faked it, and it ended up getting him a trip to the free throw line.
Free throw on the way, and that's good. I remember Justin Leslie telling us in December that Kevin O'Connor had a good collection of athletes, but it was a matter of trying to get them molded as a team.
Yeah, and that's, sometimes it just doesn't work out. I don't know that much about Cameron, but sometimes you have guys that don't play well together. But if you just look at them as basketball players individually, they do a lot of things pretty darn well.
28-20, Midwestern State with the lead. Ogechi for three. A high bounce and through the net. Boy, those have been going in against Midwestern State this year. Nice to have one go in their favor.
That's an old Jerry West shot in the playoffs, remember? Off the back of the rim, way up in the air.
That's how you get the nickname Mr. Clutch.
Exactly.
Cameron has the basketball down by 11, and they go inside. Luke Hamilton is there defensively. It is thrown back out to a cone. Driving in, he has the ball stolen away by Jermaine Carter. Carter into the lane, split two defenders and scores. Got hit in the head.
It's a great move, great Euro step.
Cameron with the basketball. Carter back up defending Savage. He sends the ball left to Perdome. Perdome lobs it inside. And a foul call getting planted on the floor is a cone. And Jermaine Carter's going to be called for the foul, but that's the first on Jermaine, and it comes with 4:08 to play in the first half.
Number 15, Jaden Ocon will be at
Midwestern's made their last three shots from the field. Cameron doesn't have a field goal in more than 3 minutes. Midwestern shooting 41%, the Aggies shooting 38%. The Ocon free throw is good. That gives him 5 points.
All right, if Coach Leslie keeps telling him, taking him out of the game, we may need to send him a memo.
He's got to get him some quick breathers for sure.
Okay, all right. I
promise you he's not going to be on the bench long.
Okay.
The free throw is good. Him and Pierre Sanders, when they come out, they're going to be back very soon. Sanders is double teamed in the backcourt, gets it to Ogechi as Midwestern's lead is 11, up 33-22 after the Ocon free throw. Uyghur puts up a shot from the left wing that's no good. It's rebounded by Goff Brown of Cameron. He's across half court on the left side and throws wildly cross court well over Perdome and hits the official scorer's table. 3:51 to play in the first half at Ligon Coliseum. There's a timeout with Midwestern State leading Cameron 33-22.
Your best in Texas Ford dealers and the Midwestern State Mustangs know a thing or two about being the best in Texas. They showcase their ability and performance to rise above the competition every chance they get. Like with Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 45 years, and the best-selling trucks in Texas. Visit your best in Texas Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford F-Series truck. Ford, proud sponsor of Midwestern State Athletics. Based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code. Lesson 42. This is how you say happy hour. It's happy hour. Let's go get some Bud Lights. That's it for today.
Brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light. Crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by ASCO, Bishop Realtors, and your Greater Texas Ford dealers. Midwestern State has the ball with 3:42 to play, leading 33-22. John Uyghur through the Aggie defense finds Sanders open on the left wing. He misses a three-pointer. The ball batted up in the air. Savage keeping it away from Carter, and Carter commits his second foul, battling for that rebound. That's the 15th foul. Carter's back on the floor, by the way.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I mean, he was hustling for the board, and now he got foul trouble. Now he's probably going to sit the rest of the half.
Which has 3:32 remaining. He's shown the ability to play through foul trouble.
I still think he's well within reach of getting it.
Goff Brown, defended by Uyghur, shoots from inside the arc. No good from the left of the foul circle. Ogechi has it from Midwestern. The outlet pass to Uyghur, who pitches back to Ogechi. Three-pointer for Derek Ogechi, lined off the back rim from the right wing. Sanders rebounds back to Ogechi for another three-pointer. That one's good.
Clearly his confidence wasn't shaken by missing the first one because he just put the next one back up.
He's got 10 points now on 4 of 8 shooting. He's 2 of 4 from three-point range. Perdome moves into the paint and feeds the ball to Ocone, who scores with the right hand. A mid-range shot from the middle of the lane gives him 8 points, 36-24. Midwestern State with the lead, 2:42 to play in the first half. Sanders in the left front court, gives the ball to Ogechi between the circles. Ogechi fakes a bounce pass left, goes right to Epps, right back to Ogechi. Return to Epps to the right corner for Hamilton. Epps has it, cross court to Ogechi. Fakes the three, bounces to Uyghur in the left corner. He drives in, throws to the right corner. Epps three-pointer, no good. Off the heel, rebounded by Savage, who gives to Perdome. He's up the middle of the floor with a right-hand dribble. An overhead pass deflected and stolen by Ogechi. Long bounce pass to Sanders, who can't reel it in and loses it over the baseline. 2:11 to play in the first half. Midwestern State up 36-24. You like this pace?
I do like this pace. I wish they would have finished that. I mean, you know,
that's fun.
And that's the problem. I know that's why Coach Leslie sometimes doesn't like them running, because they just don't finish very well.
Munson at the foul line to Perdome on the left wing, and the ball is kicked by Logan Epps. They'll reset the shot clock to 20 with 2 minutes to play in the half. Midwestern State leading Cameron 36-24. Midwestern is led by as many as 14. Munson, a foul line jumper, good. Deshaun Munson has been averaging more than 12 points a game. That's his first 2 of this contest with 1:45 to play. Midwestern State up by 10 with the ball. Uyghur at the foul line, shoots over a cone and scores.
That's when John's at his best, that little mid-range game, attacking the basket.
He's got 4 points. Inside to Ocone from Perdome, but Ocone can't finish. Hamilton rebounds, gives to Sanders, who will walk out of the backcourt with 1:22 to play in the half. Midwestern leading 38-26. Sanders has it on the right side of the floor, gets to Uyghur. He moves through the lane, pass to the left corner. Ogechi three-pointer is on target. Derek Ogechi with 3 first half three-pointers, giving Midwestern State a 15-point lead. Ogechi now with 13 points. Munson on the left sideline feeds it in to Thomas, who gets tripped up. A foul called. And the foul's on Pierre Sanders.
That's his second foul in the ball game.
Well, Midwestern State is losing Carter, Hamilton, and Ogechi, but Pierre Sanders is coming back.
And that's certainly good news for Mustang fans. I mean,
No doubt.
He's been a fine player these last 2 years, and if you could find me a better rebounding 5'10" guy in Division II basketball, I'd be surprised. I mean, he is the fat lever of D2 basketball.
Good call.
Of course, Fat Lever was 6'3", but he did it in the NBA. But he was freakish in his ability to get his hands on the ball.
Jalen Thomas at the free throw line makes it 41-28. Midwestern State up by 13 with the ball with 48 seconds to play in the half. Luke Hamilton with a left angle three. That's good for Luke Hamilton. And Justin Leslie will call his use it or lose it timeout with 42 and a half seconds remaining. The Mustangs lead 44-28. There haven't been many nights like this.
No, there haven't. And I've been a lot better about complaining about the officials, but I'm going to say something right here that, you know, the fact that a coach can call timeout when the ball is in play and coming the other direction, that's kind of ridiculous, because Cameron clearly had the ball moving up the floor, and they grant that timeout. If you're going to call that timeout, it's supposed to be called before the offensive player has it out of bounds. By the time it goes to the basket and he gets it. There's only about a second or two there. So, but anyway.
Midwestern State coming into tonight had lost 5 of their last 6 games, 3 in a row, losing to Angelo State, Kingsville, and A&M International, facing Cameron after having been eliminated from the Lone Star Conference tournament. Midwestern State has had plenty of energy tonight, and they lead 44-28.
And as we've mentioned all season, they're making shots, and that's what it comes down to. If you make shots, then you're a good team. If you miss shots, then sometimes you're really going to struggle to have a chance to win.
They've made their last 3. They're 18 of 42, 43%, 6 of 20 from three-point range. Cameron has the ball trailing 44-28. Perdome for 3 over Hamilton. That's short. There's Sanders grabbing the rebound for Midwestern State, and that's his 4th rebound of the game. Sanders is into the front court on the right side. Clock winding down. There's not much difference between the shot clock and the game clock, but the shot clock is on. There might be a half-second difference here. Sanders in the center circle, down to 9 seconds. Sanders with a left-hand dribble into the paint, throws it outside to Uyghur, who finds an open Ogechi. The three-pointer, good!
Really nice extra pass by the Mustangs. It resulted in a wide open shot by somebody who's been making shots all first half. So it was a really, really good first half for the Mustangs.
That puts the exclamation point on a 6-0 run as Midwestern State makes their final 4 shots of the first half, and they go to the locker room leading Cameron 47-28. Justin Leslie and Casey Weitzel both telling us they've had a great week of practice. Well, it's showing here on game night.
Yeah, clearly they've had a great first half. Again, not to beat up their earlier performances this season, but how often have they had 47 points in the first half? It hasn't been very often. So, again, if you score a lot of points, you put a lot of pressure on your opposition to score points to stay up with you. And tonight, the Mustangs have really got off to a great start.
I mean, this is a Midwestern State team that's only averaging a little more than 68 points a game. In fact, ironically, they average 68.4 points a game. They're allowing 68.4 points a game. However, they come into the game tonight 5 games under 500. But they lead Cameron 47-28, and they are going for a season sweep of the Aggies. They had won at Cameron earlier this year, 71-59. Mustangs are playing lights out for 20 minutes.
Again, I know this isn't very profound, but when you make shots, it just makes things a lot easier. And there's been some, you and I have watched them. There's been some times this season with the Mustangs will go 3, 4, 5 minutes without making a shot, and it's just really demoralizing. And, the defensive effort, I think, has been really consistent all year for the Mustangs. They've been able to slow their opposition down, but they haven't done themselves any favors on the offensive end when they go into these little slumps.
It makes me feel good, though, when guys like you and Justin Leslie start talking about, you got to make shots. Can't miss shots.
I mean, it's literally that simple. Like I said before, Jeff Ray used to say basketball is a simple game made complicated by coaches. It's like who's making the most shots typically wins these games, and it's that simple. Now, obviously, your defense has a lot to do with whether or not you're making shots, but we've seen this times this season when the Mustangs have had open shots and simply couldn't make them.
Layups.
Exactly, and dug themselves holes because, and again, they're it's no secret their 3-point shooting percentage has been very, very poor at times, and they get lots of open looks because of the way they play. They just hadn't been able to capitalize on them.
Derek Ogechi with 16 points. He's one of the seniors that was honored before the game tonight. 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 7 from three-point range. And then Jermaine Carter, another one of the seniors honored before the game tonight. 17 first-half points on 8 of 13 shooting. He's also got 7 rebounds, and Midwestern State is out rebounding Cameron 23-17.
And a lot of that's just effort. The Mustangs, I noticed that during warm-ups they just seem to be, happy to be playing, and they're enthusiastic, and that translates in the way they play. If you're playing hard, then you're typically going to rebound the ball well.
So far, it's been a sensational senior night performance for Midwestern State. They lead Cameron at halftime, 47-28.
Planet Fitness has a bunch of great stuff other gyms don't, like $10 a month membership and free unlimited fitness training. That's right, free fitness training. It's called PE at PF, but it's not the kind of PE with annoying whistles or the stench of your 4th grade classmates. Oh no, it's a certified fitness trainer customizing your workout totally free of charge. So do PE the adult way at the judgment-free zone. Sign up at the gym or join online at planetfitness.com. Some restrictions apply. See club for details.
Hey, football fans, leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raisin Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score, because we've got the food covered with fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand-battered and cooked to order, so no matter the score, you'll always win. Raisin Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
How do you build a strong community? Start with hard work, teamwork, and dedication. Add resilience, perseverance, and you've got the city that faith built. At First Bank, we're proud to serve Texoma with 5 locations in our community, over a century of continuous service, and a strong history of putting our customers first. Visit us online at firstbankweb.com. First Bank, invested in our community.
Each path to success is a journey.
At MSU Texas, you can set yourself up for success while learning on your own terms. Faculty mentors, research opportunities, real-world experiences, and individual attention are just a few of the many advantages of an MSU Texas education.
Live, lead,
and learn in a vibrant, creative community.
Make connections that will last a lifetime and prepare for the careers of tomorrow, today.
Take the first step of your journey with MSU Texas.
And now, the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Halftime Show on the LSC Digital Network.
Back here at Lincoln Coliseum, where Midwestern State has a 47-28 lead over the Cameron Aggies. Pete Stein along with Dr. Greg Giddings. I talked to Justin Leslie about this in the podcast this week, and we'll ask him again at the postgame show. But I'm curious to get your take. What do you see as the state of Midwestern State men's basketball?
Ooh, that's a big question.
That's why I get the big bucks.
Yeah, it is. I think they need to they need to be more athletic. They need to have at least, if I were doing it, I know Coach Leslie likes freshmen, but I think they need to go out and get a couple guys out of the portal or a couple guys out of junior college.
Well, you're reading his mail because that's exactly what he said on the podcast. We got to get older. We got to find guys at the junior college ranks, and we got to find guys in the portal that can come here to Midwestern State and make an immediate impact. And you made a point a minute ago, and he's kind of looking for those guys. He's looking for guys with size that can shoot.
Yeah, and when I coached, this was almost strictly a transfer league. You had basically 90% of your impact players were D1 transfers or they were JUCO transfers, because those guys can come in and make an immediate contribution. It's great when you have freshmen, and he has some that are good and have been good, but right now the program is kind of in a rut and he's not making the playoffs, and he knows that's a disappointment, and so I'm sure he's looking for immediate help.
He says he's got 2 high school players signed. He's not looking for more high school players. He's looking at junior college players and in the portal, which, of course, that's a new development.
Sure.
And it's really changed the dynamic because of all the movement at Division I. It's had a trickle-down effect on Division II.
Yeah, but in some ways, though, it's the portal in some ways has hurt Division II, because back in my day, a million years ago, if a D1 guy wanted to transfer, he had to sit out a year. And now you don't have to sit out. So it's a lot easier for him to go D1 to D1. Back in the day, look at, some of our great teams. We had Rodney Beasley. We had Charlie Bennett. We had guys that were, that were at Division I schools, and they knew they didn't want to sit out a year, so they'd go to a D2 school. And that opportunity obviously changed.
But the thing that's happening at Division I, though, is instead of recruiting a high school player, they're getting a player from a Division I school. So it's Duncan Olivach's kind of an example of what has happened because all the spots were filled. He didn't get a D1 offer.
Yeah,
so he ends up here at Midwestern State.
Exactly. And again, back in the old days, someone as athletic and tall as Duncan, a Division I school would have taken him and basically said, okay, we don't think you're ready to play for us right now, but in 2 or 3 years, we're going to roll the dice here, and we're going to see if we can develop you. And so I was really surprised when the Mustangs signed him. I was impressed. I was like, because you can't coach size, and big guys like him that are athletic are hard to find. And so, but you've always got, Texas junior college basketball is great. It's always been great. The WAC Jack out in the West and the TEC, the Texas Eastern Conference. Most people, a lot of those junior college games, there's only 100 people at. People in Texas don't have any idea just how good some of the junior colleges are.
You know who does have an idea about that?
Well, coaches do.
Justin Leslie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because he talked exactly about that in our podcast, about just how good. And he said he's going to get kids from Texas. He said there's way too much talent here in Texas not to recruit Texas.
Oh, absolutely. If you go down to San Jacinto in the Houston area, and you could put a pretty good NBA team together with guys that have been through that gym over the years. I mean, that San Jacinto is just loaded with talent, and they're just one of many. And Tyler is always, historically really, really good. And Howard is really, really good and out in the West. And so you can find guys in the Division II. Now, again, you're going to have to, if they're non-qualifiers and they graduate, then there's a good chance they're going to go to Division I school. So but there's a window there for D2 guys. Again, it's like Pierre Sanders. Pierre is a great player at the Division II level, but most Division I schools don't want him as good as he is for us. And I love Pierre. This isn't a criticism of him, but they want a point guard who's 6'3", 200 pounds.
Right.
That's what they want. They don't want somebody who's 5'10" and quick. And I mean, it's just, to go back again, I was asked to give a talk once when I was coaching, and I thought they probably wanted me to come out and tell all the kids it was a 4-H banquet, and there was literally there's 200 or 300 people there, I figured they wanted me to talk about if you practice hard, someday you'll have a chance. Well, I did my little research before I went out there, and I said, how many? And I knew how many kids had played basketball in the state of Texas. It was like 10,000 kids. I said, so there's 10,400 basketball players in the state of Texas right now. How many guys 6 feet and under signed a Division I scholarship last year? And the answer to that was one.
I was going to say it's probably single digits.
One kid who is 6 foot or under in the entire state get a Division I scholarship. Again, that's just the way coaches want. They love size. They love, they want a big, strong guy. They don't want a small guy. And so, that's one of the reasons the guard play at the Division II level to me is just outstanding. I mean, when Nelson Haggerty was here 10 or 15 years ago, there was 4 guys on that team, and I used to sit there and think, I can't even play on this team. They got 4 guys that are better than I was. They were just crazy, crazy good. And so you see that in the Lone Star Conference. The guard play is outstanding. You got guys that can shoot it and move and just do a lot of things. And so those guys are in those junior colleges too. Not all of them are going to get D1 looks. And so if you can find them and get them here, they can make a huge difference in what you're doing. And
I would think that Justin Leslie is an impressive figure when he's talking to these guys as he's out recruiting them. He's an intriguing guy to talk to. He may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I would think that he can attract some good players.
Sure, and it's not just your head coach; it's your whole staff. You have to have a commitment, and you have to get them here. And one of the things that Jeff Ray and I found when we coached, if we could get them on campus, we thought we had a good chance of getting them because we have nice facilities. The university rallies around the basketball team and the athletic department in general, and so you could take them to different places on campus, and everybody was happy to see them. And so, but it's not as easy as there's a lot of good players and there's a lot of good teams, and it's not as easy as it sounds. Just because you can get them on the phone and talk to them doesn't mean you can convince them to get here.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of good facilities in the Lone Star Conference.
Absolutely, and it's actually, I think, more difficult now. When Jeff and I coached, this was probably one of the, if not the best gym in the conference. It was certainly one of the best ones. And Angelo State didn't have the gym that they did now. It's a nice gym. St. Mary's, it's small. That's a nice gym they have also. And so
UT Tyler's got a nice place.
I haven't been there, but it's the facilities of other universities. Okay, let's go to Commerce. A&M Commerce used to have kind of their campus as a whole wasn't a very nice campus 20 years ago. Oh my gosh, the buildings they have now at Commerce are just amazing. That's a really, really nice school. Now their gym is still not really nice.
Still a field house.
But the university as a whole is really beautiful. They've done a great job of upgrading that campus, and consequently their enrollment's way up.
So Midwestern State is already looking ahead to next year. There's one more half to play in this season. What do you think Justin Leslie said to the team at halftime?
I hope he said, "Let's get Jermaine Carter 1,000 points." We're up 19. There's a good chance we're going to be able to hold this league.
So he only needs 12 more points. That's certainly doable. He had 17 in the first half.
Yep. It's unfortunate we don't have a Jumbotron because I bet most of the people in the attendance tonight don't actually know how close he is.
This is why you have to tune in.
Good point.
The Lone Star Conference Digital Network to listen to Dr. Greg Giddings.
Well, maybe if they have maybe some people out here have earpieces that we don't know of.
Yeah, I do know that there are some fans doing that.
Okay, there you go.
Which, by the way, I have to commend them because I promise you it's not synced up because it's streaming. But there are some really dedicated listeners who we really appreciate. And this is senior night, and a lot of families who normally listen are in attendance here tonight. And Midwestern State has put on quite a show for all of those families, leading 47-28. I know they wanted to send these seniors out on a positive note, but there's still 20 minutes to play. If you're Cameron, what are you trying to do here in the second half?
Well, I mean, they're going to have to slow the Mustangs down a little bit. And again, to state the obvious, they're going to have to make some shots. They had a few good opportunities in the first half, and they didn't finish them off, and consequently they kind of dug themselves a hole. And so, it's if you've had a season as disappointing as theirs, it's going to be really difficult to come back from a 19-point deficit.
I've been remiss in not pointing out that Marquise Davison is not available tonight. He was injured on the road trip. He's actually been injured since the Permian Basin game, which goes back to mid-January, but he aggravated it to the point where he can't play late in the game at Kingsville. He's going to be a big player here next year.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a kind of there's a lot of guys like him in Texas at junior college, and I don't think the Mustang fans even got a glimpse of how athletic that guy is. I mean, he is a absolute freak of an athlete. He gets way up in the air. And if you get a team that plays a little faster, I think it's going to be able to showcase that a lot better next year. And so I think he was kind of, in a way, a victim of the circumstances, the way the Mustangs kind of had to play for a variety of reasons. But I'm looking for a breakout season next season by Marquise.
Well, it's the final 20 minutes of this season for Midwestern State. And the Mustangs have the ball leading 47-28. It's Sanders, Ogechi, Hamilton, Carter, and Uyghur, the starting five. Sanders unleashes a three-pointer, and it's well short. An air ball, hardly ever see that from Pierre Sanders, but the ball is turned over to Cameron. They trail 47-28, 17 seconds into the second half. Perdome brings it out of the backcourt. Perdome takes it to the right side of the floor. Guarded by Uyghur, gets to the baseline, pitches it outside. Taylor has it, gets it to Savage, his three-pointer, bangs off the front rim, and Pierre Sanders is there to grab the rebound for Midwestern State. Sanders now with 5 rebounds. Carter, between the lane and the arc on the left side, moves into the paint and is held. A foul called 45 seconds into the half. Today's game is brought to you in part by United Regional, the official healthcare provider of MSU Athletics, Raising Cane's at 4 Stars Auto Ranch. Midwestern State inbounding it to Jermaine Carter. Carter drives in from the left wing. He's double-teamed, traveled, and turned it over to the Aggies. Perdome's going to bring the ball out of the backcourt. Perdome crosses half court with a right-hand dribble. Sanders in front of him. Passes left to Goff Brown. Defended by Uyghur. The pass goes right to Thomas. Thomas gives to Perdome. Perdome hands back off to Thomas. Out front on the left side. Takes it between the circles. Now drives in on Uyghur. Spins. Fires down low. Finds Washington underneath, and Washington from under the goal somehow manages to score with his right hand.
That was a nice pass, nice finish. Cameron's got some good basketball players. I mean, they really do.
They're down 17, 90 seconds into the second half. Midwestern State has the ball leading 47-30. Pierre Sanders finds Ogechi. A right wing three-pointer is up, no good. Caroms toward Uyghur, who bats it to Carter, out to Sanders, to Hamilton. Straight away, 3 on target for Luke Hamilton, who's got 6 points, 2 of 5 from three-point range. We've played nearly 2 minutes of the second half. Perdome at the top of the arc. Passes right, and a three-pointer for Thomas is no good. Jalen Thomas sees it bounce high off the back rim. Sanders has it and then throws it away. Thomas steals it, drives in. No basket. The basket is waved off. Thomas was fouled on the floor by Luke Hamilton. Midwestern State leads by 20. 17:56 to play. Cameron will inbound from the left baseline. Out to Goff Brown. Around the perimeter it goes to Thomas. Thomas to the corner for Perdome from the right side. His three-pointer no good. Carter can't get the rebound. It's knocked out of bounds. Carter was the last to touch it. Cameron will inbound from the left baseline with 20 on the shot clock. Perdome will trigger it in. Reggie Perdome is a 6-foot sophomore out of Missouri City. Gets it inbounded to Washington, who throws it out to Goff Brown. Right-hand drive into the paint, pushes Sanders, no call, and scores the layup.
Nice finish by Brown.
17 and a half minutes remaining. Midwestern State has the ball, up by 18, leading 50-32. Pierre Sanders at the top of the key. Bounce pass to the left wing. A Luke Hamilton three-pointer. Doesn't get the bounce. Uyghur's got the rebound and a foul. Stops play. Uyghur was called for a push. Crowd doesn't like the foul call on Uyghur, but it's Cameron's ball. Thomas to the top of the arc. Passes left. Golf Brown is there. Guarded by Sanders. Back to Thomas. Fronted by Uyghur. Bounce pass to the foul line. Washington nearly fumbled it away. He has it, guarded by Ogechi. He's in the paint, shooting with the left hand and banking in a pair for the Cameron Aggies. 3 minutes have gone by here in the second half, and Midwestern State leads 50-34. Washington with 4 points now. John Uyghur at the top of the arc. Pass left wing. Sanders. Cross-court pass to Uyghur. To Ogechi. From the corner, Derek Ogechi with a three-pointer. His fifth of the game. He's got 19 points. Golf Brown has his three-pointer blocked by Uyghur. Hamilton picks it out of the air. Ahead to Carter. Carter 1-on-2. Drives in and scores!
Nice Euro step by Carter.
That's 990 points in his career at Midwestern State. 19 tonight for Jermaine Carter, who's 9 of 14 from the field. 16:28 to play. Midwestern State with a 55-34 lead. Perdome crosses half court on the left side. Gets it to the right wing. Received by Acone, who bounces it to the corner for Perdome. He lobs it cross court. Carter knocks down the pass. Sanders steals it. Gives to Carter. Carter into the paint. Out to Ogechi. Left wing three-pointer. This one off the rim. No good. Sanders is there to get the rebound and the putback. His first 2 points coming off his 7th rebound of the game.
Sanders has just a knack for the ball.
57-34. Midwestern State leads. Cameron has the ball. Acone between the circles. Left-hand dribble up toward the foul line. Pass back out to Thomas. Fronted by Uyghur. Left to Perdome. Perdome puts it on the floor at the top of the key. Kills the dribble. Gets it to the left corner. Acone misses a three-pointer. Thomas has the rebound and the putback. He pushed off on Derek Ogechi. No call. That ends a 7-0 run for Midwestern State.
Nice play by Thomas. Again, you can't have too many 6'9" guys that are athletic and strong like him.
Mustangs up 57-36. And a foul in the front court. Luke Hamilton is fouled by Washington, and that'll stop the clock with 15:22 to play. We're in the second half at Lincoln Coliseum in the season finale. Midwestern State leads Cameron 57-36.
United Regional Sports Medicine provides athletic training services to help athletes perform at peak condition and avoid injuries. But if an injury does occur, we'll provide quick access to top sports medicine physicians for injury diagnosis and treatment. Our goal is your goal, to get you back to your sport safely and as quickly as possible. Be in the game again with United Regional Sports Medicine.
Chevy Truck Month is when you'll save big on the Silverado 1500 at 4 Stars Auto Ranch, who was recently awarded the coveted Consumer Satisfaction Award from DealerRater.com, thanks to our loyal customers who want you to experience what they did on not only Chevy trucks, but higher quality pre-owned vehicles as well. Price lower, saving you thousands of dollars at 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, Texas. Make the switch to 4 Stars Auto Ranch in Henrietta, proud to support Midwestern State University.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.
Midwestern State up 57-36. Derek Ogechi inbounding from the hash mark near the Midwestern State bench. Triggers it in to Pierre Sanders, who moves up to the foul line, throws to Ogechi in the right corner, and he buries yet another three-pointer. Derek Ogechi is on fire. He's got 6 three-pointers in this game.
Nice setup by Sanders, drawing the defense and kicking out to a wide-open Ogechi.
This is reminiscent of a game he had a couple of years ago at Mary Hardin Baylor. The right wing three-pointer is good for Jalen Thomas, who transferred to Cameron from Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Not surprising. He's a big-time athlete who's got skill.
Hamilton for three off the front rim, no good. Rebounded by Acone, who comes up the middle of the floor. Uyghur right on his left hip. He drives all the way to the basket. But an offensive foul called. They wave off the basket from Acone. And he has assessed his second personal foul. Midwestern State up 60-39.
And that's something Hamilton's done the entire time he's been here, is draw offensive fouls.
Sanders walks across the logo at half court. Passes left to Uyghur. Uyghur on the Gerald Stockton court logo on the left side of the floor. Gets it between the circles to Sanders. 13 on the shot clock as Hamilton receives the pass to the foul line. Out to Ogechi on the right wing. Moves inside the arc. Back to Hamilton for a three-pointer. No good from the right wing off the front rim. Sanders with yet another rebound. Out to Ogechi, and that's another three-pointer for Derek Ogechi.
You know, I don't know if people watching this game understand how difficult it is to get 8 rebounds in a game, and Pierre Sanders at 5'10" has 8 rebounds in about 23 minutes of play. He's just uncanny.
Getting the rebound on the other end for Cameron is Washington. He scores on the putback, 63-41. Sanders retrieves a long pass, gets to the foul line, throws out to Uyghur. Uyghur to Hamilton, a three-pointer for Luke is good. Midwestern State's 12 of 32 from three-point range tonight. Luke Hamilton hits his third of the game. Mustangs up by 25, 66-41. Cameron with the ball. Acone moves in from the top of the arc. Sanders nearly had the steal. Acone feeds Washington under the goal. Washington is hacked. I believe it was Luke Hamilton who got him. As Duncan Olivak and Logan Epps prepare to come into the game, Luke Hamilton is called for his second foul with 13-12 to play. Midwestern State leads 66-41. So Washington steps up to the free throw line for the Aggies, looking for his third point. Or pardon me, he's looking for his 7th point, and it's off the front rim, no good. Washington is 3 of 4 from the field. This is his first free throw attempt. Second one coming up. It remains a 25-point lead for Midwestern.
Yeah, and if you're Coach O'Connor and you're down 25, this evening can't end soon enough. I mean, seriously, you know, I just saw him glance up at the scoreboard. He's ready to get out of here, and I can't blame him.
In and out, the free throw is no good. It was rebounded by Munson, who was fouled on the floor. They disallowed the basket. The foul's on Derek Ogechi. Ogechi picks up his second. Ogechi's got 25 points tonight. He's 9 of 16 from the field, 7 of 12 from three-point range. Lobbed out to Thomas, to Perdome. The right wing to the corner for Cox. He knocks down a three-pointer for the Aggies. Cox has his first 3 points. Midwestern State leads by 22. Taylor Cox, a junior out of Durant, Oklahoma. Midwestern State with the basketball. Sanders finds Carter. Carter at the foul line throws to Epps. Three-pointer from the left wing is in and out, no good. Sanders crashing the boards, comes over the back of Acone, and Sanders gets called for his third foul. That's the 15th foul on Midwestern State.
But you got to admire his willingness to go in there and go after those things. It's just amazing.
Perdome comes out of the back court with a left-hand dribble, crosses half court on the left side, crossover to the top of the key, and then a pass to Savage, who sends it cross court to Thomas. Thomas backing into the paint, throws to the left sideline for Perdome. Perdome bounces it on the left baseline for Munson. Munson drives in, puts up a shot with the right hand, no good, a half hook. Rebounded by Thomas, who can't get the putback. Ogechi grabs the ball away and hands to Pierre Sanders, who brings it out of the backcourt for Midwestern State. With a little more than 12 minutes to play, the Mustangs lead by 22, up 66-44. Logan Epps on the right wing. Pass to Sanders. Back to Epps. Olivak shows himself in the paint, receives the pass, fakes one way, goes left. Off the front rim, he's fouled, and Olivak is headed to the free throw line.
That is his first foul of the ball game. Duncan Olivak will be at the line for...
A little bit of that athleticism you were talking about earlier on display from Duncan Olivak, who's got 2 points tonight. This is his first free throw attempt in the game. It is no good. Alabak works a lot on free throw shooting, by the way.
And the thing about him is he runs really well. I mean, if the Mustangs can play a little bit faster next year, I mean, he's a guy who can get out and fill the lanes, and he's athletic enough just to take it one dribble and just jump up and dunk it.
He missed both of these free throws. The rebound is off Carter and out of bounds, stopping the clock with 11:59 to play. Midwestern State up 66-44 in the season finale at Lincoln Coliseum.
From high school to MSU, Rangers to Cowboys, the Times Record News has the latest on the teams you love. Listen to interviews with coaches and players on TRN's exclusive podcast. Watch game highlights and relive your favorite moments through TRN's photo gallery. And discover what's on the minds of the sports department in their sports blogs. Are you on Twitter? The Times Record News sports team will deliver the play-by-plays and scores you crave. Catch this and more daily in print or online anytime at timesrecordnews.com.
When you do whatever it takes to get the job done, they say you're on it. At ASCO Equipment, we are on it. It's what we learned as kids, what our parents taught us. To work hard, get the job done, and get it done right. We partnered with Case Construction Equipment because they get the job done too. You can buy and rent Case equipment from us and we'll service and support it. Just like we support you, because we're on it. Whatever it is, at ASCO, we're on it.
Derek will get you with a career-high 25 points tonight. Jermaine Carter with 19. Midwestern State up 66-44 with 11:59 to play. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by United Regional, the official healthcare provider of MSU Athletics, Raising Cane's, and 4 Stars Auto Ranch. Pete Stein along with Dr. Greg Giddings. Cameron has the ball down by 22. Perdome to Thomas, back to Perdome, handed off to Savage, who gets it to Munson. He passes left to Cox, between the circles to Thomas, fronted by Washington. Bounce pass to Cox, knocked out of his hands by Epps, out of bounds. With 11:42 remaining and 13 on the shot clock, Taylor Cox will inbound in front of the Cameron bench to Munson. Right to Thomas. Perdome receives it, puts up a shot from the left baseline, overshoots the goal. Washington has it for Midwestern to Sanders, diagonally to Hamilton, to the right corner for Epps, and his three-pointers around and out, no good. Thomas rebounds. Long pass intended for Cox, but it sails over his head, and the backpedaling 6'1" junior from Durant, not able to reach it, out of bounds, turned over to Midwestern State. That's 13 turnovers for Cameron. Midwestern State hasn't scored in more than 2 minutes, but they lead 66-44. They're shooting 45%. Cameron shooting 40%. Midwestern 12 of 34 from three-point range. The Aggies 4-17. Jared Washington's into the front court. Gets it to Hamilton, who feeds Carter. A head fake, and then he goes up easy to lay it in with the left hand. 68-44. He's got 21. 8 more would give him 1,000 for his career. Cox has it on the right wing. Dribbles in with the left hand. Out to Thomas. His three-pointer, no good off the back rim. Carter bats the ball to Washington. Jared Washington gets across half court on the right side. Gives to Derek Ogechi. A long three for Derek Ogechi is no good. The rebound grabbed by Savage, who gives to Perdome. His bounce pass is down low, and Taylor's got a layup. Or I should say Thomas has a layup. Jalen Thomas has the layup for Cameron. He's got 11 points. Washington in the front court. Gives the ball to Ogechi. Hamilton in the left corner. Back out to Ogechi. Chest pass right to Washington. Ogechi to Hamilton. Left wing three. No good off the front rim. Rebounded by Jalen Thomas. Thomas now with 8 rebounds in the game. Drives in and runs into Luke Hamilton. And in his final game at Midwestern State, Luke Hamilton has drawn a charge, and that's something he's done very well here at Midwestern State.
It certainly is, and he certainly took that one right square in the chest. That did not feel good.
Jared Washington comes out of the game. Pierre Sanders is back in. 10:07 to play. Midwestern State up 68-46 with the ball going south to north. Sanders is across half court. He's on the right side of the floor, dribbling with the left hand. Now switches hands. Pass to Ogechi in the right wing. Carter posting up Savage. Ogechi drives in. Thrown out to Sanders. Fakes a three. Now he moves toward the goal. Circa shot, no good. Sanders got his own rebound. Out to Ogechi. Another three-pointer on the way. No good.
And that's 9 rebounds for Sanders on his way to a double-figure night in rebounding.
Three-pointer for Savage from the left corner, no good. There's another rebound for Pierre Sanders. That'll give him 10 rebounds.
At 5'10", 160 pounds.
He's the leading rebounder tonight for either team.
It doesn't surprise me.
Uyghur has it on the left corner. Starts to drive in. Out to Ogechi. A straightaway three is no good for Derek. Perdome with a long pass to Cox. Cox splits 2 defenders, puts up a shot, scores. It's an and one.
That's a really nice finish.
Jaden Acone with that nice finish for the Aggies.
That's his third foul of the ball game. The basket counted by Jaden Ocon, and he'll shoot one.
You know, it's difficult to assess what the Aggies' problem is, but, you know, they're kind of on the cusp. And I've noticed some games this season they've played really good teams really close and just somehow not being able to get over the hump. They've got good talent. They really do.
Luke Hamilton's into the front court. Handing the ball off to Derek Ogechi. Handed off to Pierre Sanders. Ogechi in the corner. Gets it to Jermaine. Jermaine is going to the free throw line. Fouled by Acone. Carter's got 21 points. He needs 29 tonight to reach 1,000 for his career at Midwestern State. He's 10 of 15 from the field. 1 of 2 from three-point range, and this will be his first free throw of the game. And it's nothing but net for Jermaine Carter.
Nice.
Carter's been working hard on free throw shooting, by the way.
And he had nice arch on that. We've mentioned that this season. Sometimes he shoots his free throws flat, and they tend not to go in. When he arches it like that, they go in.
2 perfect free throws for Jermaine Carter. He's got 23. He's 6 away from 1,000. For his career at MSU, and Midwestern State leads 70-49.
At this stage, it's going to happen organically. They really don't need to feed him that much. He's just going to be able to get 6 points, I think, in the next 8 minutes without him really doing anything special.
I don't know. I think maybe they need to feed it to him, Coach.
Okay. Well, I still think it's going to happen, regardless of whether they do it consciously or not.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from Derek Ogechi, but maybe get the ball to Jermaine instead of shooting that three. I'm assuming Jermaine, that Derek knows. I'm not positive about that.
I would think so, too.
Well, they're going to have Jermaine Carter shoot a technical free throw here. They're trying to help him out. And it's perfect. How about that? Wouldn't it be great to see Jermaine go out shooting well at the free throw line? He had that nightmare performance at the free throw line against West Texas last year.
Yeah, he's had some difficulties there. And, of course, that's all confidence and mental. He's feeling it right now and just making these effortlessly.
He hits both of these free throws. He's got 25 points. Okay, 4 more might happen organically.
Okay.
I'm not sure that was organic. I think in a different situation, Pierre Sanders or Derek Ogechi would have been at the free throw line.
I just hope there's somebody at home that's got a bingo card with the word organic on it, because that ought to win it.
Did they have onset or catatonic?
I don't know.
Pierre Sanders traveled before he hit a mid-range jumper from the right side. (72-49) Midwestern State wins. There's a lead. 8:20 to play. Trying to get a win here at Lincoln Coliseum and improve to 8-5 here at home. Three-pointer good. That's Cox, who's got 6 points, hitting 2 from three-point distance tonight for the Aggies.
He shot the ball well, and he's made some really nice passes. Again, they've got good talent at Cameron.
Derek Ogechi has it on the left wing. Bounce pass to Carter, double team. Out to Ogechi, who fires diagonally to the right corner. Sanders knocks down a three-pointer. Well, in a season where hardly anything has worked, everything's working tonight for Midwestern State.
And making those threes makes a lot of difference.
From the corner, Savage misses a three-pointer. Jermaine Carter battles for and has the rebound. That's his 9th rebound to go with 25 points. Uyghur for three. Off the front rim, no good. We're down to the final 7:15. Prudhomme driving in, feeding Washington. A charge, and it's Luke Hamilton again, just outside the restricted area. And a technical foul coming. The technical foul is also assessed to Washington, who was called for the charge, and that's going to put Jermaine Carter back at the free throw line.
And we have a timeout on the court.
He'll shoot those free throws with Midwestern State leading 75-52 when Mustang basketball continues on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Hey, football fans, leave the Hail Marys for the game and go for the sure thing when it comes to satisfying your craving. When you pick up Raisin Cane's for game day, all you have to worry about is the score, because we've got the food covered with fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Our chicken fingers are always hand battered and cooked to order, so no matter the score, you'll always win. Raisin Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Star Bright Cleaners in Wichita Falls is the best choice for superior quality and service at an unbeatable price. Stop by and see for yourself at our Kemp or Seymour Highway locations. We guarantee you'll feel the difference from drop-off to pickup. Done right, on site, on time, guaranteed. In a hurry? Don't worry. Every Star Bright Cleaners has a convenient drive-thru for express service. Come give us a try today. You'll be glad you did. Star Bright Cleaners, serving Texoma for over 30 years.
Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Foundation Auto, Planet Fitness, and First Bank. Each time on with Dr. Greg Giddings. Jermaine Carter at the free throw line has 25 points tonight. Coming to the end of the game tonight, he needed 29 to reach 1,000 for his career in his final game as a Mustang. The technical free throw is good, and he's looking like a pure free throw shooter tonight. 5 of 5 at the free throw line. Here comes another one. This would give him 27 points, and it's good. He's 2 points away from 1,000 in his career here at Midwestern State University.
And that's quite an accomplishment. I mean, that's a lot of points, and there's been a lot of great players come through here who have not scored nearly as many points as Carter has.
Midwestern State 77, Cameron 52, Pierre Sanders between the circles. Bounce pass to Hamilton. Finds Carter. Carter goes up. Fouled. He could get to 1,000 at the free throw line. That ball teetered on the rim and teased the crowd, wanting him to get to 1,000 points, especially his teammates. Free throw on the way. That's good.
Coaching staff is debating on whether to take him out after 1,000. Coach Weissel is advocating yes. I think Coach Leslie said no.
Both free throws are good. That's 1,000 points for Jermaine Carter in his career at Midwestern State. His teammates celebrating, and the smiles on the faces of his teammates as big as the smile on the face of Jermaine Carter. Well, an incredible accomplishment for an incredible human being. That everybody loves Jermaine Carter in this program.
Yeah, it's been a season of disappointments in a lot of ways, and it's nice to end with something positive like this. And clearly his teammates are happy for him, and looks like Jermaine's a little emotional about it, and so it's a nice way to end the season.
I know all he was talking about was winning this game. They're up comfortably, 79-52. They've gone on a 7-0 run. He's 10 of 15 from the field, but how about 8 of 8 from the foul line?
Yeah, he's played really, really well. And obviously he's shooting the ball from the free throw line with a lot of confidence right now.
He's got 9 rebounds tonight as well, so he's got a possible double-double here. On the night he got 1,000 points. Here's a steal for Midwestern State. Derek Ogechi brings it out of the back court. Up to the top of the key. Ogechi finds Sanders. Around the perimeter, Hamilton feeds it into Carter. Carter out to Hamilton. Three-pointer for Luke Hamilton. No good. Off the back rim. Sanders hustles over in a meaningless game. Pierce Sanders hustles across the court. Knocks the ball off of Cox out of bounds to maintain possession for Midwestern State.
And does he get a rebound for that? Because he chased down the rebound.
Ogechi inbounds to Sanders. Back to Ogechi. To Hamilton. Uyghur has it on the baseline. Pitches out to Hamilton. His three-pointer. Good! Luke Hamilton is 4 of 12 from three-point range. Savage has it between the circles for the Aggies. Hands off to Perdome. Perdome on the right wing. Cross-court pass. Cox knocks down a three-pointer.
That's a deep shot.
Cox has got 9 points. He's 3 of 4 from three-point range. 5:37 remaining in the season for both of these teams. Midwestern State blowing out Cameron 82-55. Pierce Sanders with a bounce pass to Carter at the foul line, trying to get it to Hamilton. The ball gets knocked out of bounds off of Munson, I believe, and it's Midwestern State's ball with 5:21 remaining, 10 on the shot clock. Ogechi inbounding. Hamilton's three-pointer. Can't get the bounce. Thomas has it. Cox off the front rim, no good. Sanders has the rebound. Sanders to Hamilton, another three. That's the fifth for Luke Hamilton. I believe that puts him in the top 5 among three-point shooters all time in Midwestern State.
Yeah, he really shot that one in rhythm. It was a great pass by Sanders. I mean, the Mustangs are hitting on all cylinders right now.
Thomas not able to handle the pass under the goal, and it's turned over to Midwestern State. It's all about the Mustangs right now. They lead by 30, 4:50 to play. Mustangs have scored 13 of the last 16 points.
And it's almost impossible to watch this and think what could have been if they'd have played with this kind of, made this many shots all season long.
Derek Ogechi lines one off the back rim. Perdome has the rebound for Cameron. Perdome has 6 rebounds tonight. Cameron into the front court. Perdome passes to the right sideline. Another three-pointer. This one is lined off the inside rim by Aragopoulos. No good. Aragopoulos just checking into the game. Nick Aragopoulos, a 6'8 sophomore out of Greece, as you might have imagined. Jermaine Carter into the paint. Throws it to the left corner for Pierre Sanders. He's got a three-pointer. Sanders, for the second time tonight, rings the bell from three-point distance. He's got 8 points tonight to go with his 12 rebounds and 8 assists. This guy can fill up a stat sheet. And Midwestern State's gone on a 6-0 run. Over the last 3:46, they've outscored the Aggies 16-3. And Midwestern State has a 33-point lead, up 88-55 with 4 minutes to play in the game. Midwestern State with a commanding lead. This is Mustangs basketball on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Your best in Texas Ford dealers and the Midwestern State Mustangs know a thing or two about being the best in Texas. They showcase their ability and performance to rise above the competition every chance they get. Like with Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 45 years, and the best-selling trucks in Texas. Visit your best in Texas Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford F-Series truck. Ford, proud sponsor of Midwestern State Athletics. Based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
Each path to success is a journey.
At MSU Texas, you can set yourself up for success while learning on your own terms. Faculty mentors, research opportunities, real-world experiences, and individual attention are just a few of the many advantages of an MSU Texas education.
Live, lead,
and learn in a vibrant, creative community.
Make connections that will last a lifetime and prepare for the careers of tomorrow, today.
Take the first step of your journey with MSU Texas.
Cameron with the basketball. Thomas for 3. No good. Perdome has it on the baseline. Entry pass deflected, picked up off the ground by Derek Ogechi. Gets it to Pierre Sanders with 3:35 to play. Midwestern leading 88-55. Foul underneath the basket. And that foul is called against Taylor Cox, the 6'1 junior out of Durant.
So has anybody had a triple-double this season?
For Midwestern State?
Correct.
No.
Well, Sanders is only 1 bucket and 2 assists away from that.
Could that happen organically?
Well,
Carter hits the free throw.
If
he's going to need help from his teammates for that one.
He is, but I for whatever reason, I think he knows this, but I don't know. He's so unselfish, he's probably passing the ball all the time anyway.
His teammates are going to have to make shots, though, for him to get assists. But Midwestern State is shooting 43% in this game. Jermaine Carter comes out. He should get a standing ovation. He's going to get a big hug from Justin Leslie, who said Jermaine Carter is one of his all-time favorite players and probably always will be. By the way, the performance tonight is a career high for Jermaine Carter with 31 points. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. Cameron trailing 90-55 with 3:13 to play. Cameron's missed 4 in a row. They haven't scored in more than 2.5 minutes. Midwestern State on an 8-0 run. They've scored 18 of the last 21, up 90-55. Pierre Sanders throwing one toward the goal that Aragopoulos just slaps away.
Washington checks in for...
So Jared Washington comes in for Derek Ogechi, had a career high 25 points tonight. Hit 7 3-pointers, 9 of 20 from the field. And he's another one of Justin Leslie's all-time favorites. Hugs all around for Derek Ogechi. Midwestern State turns the ball over. Thomas throws to the left corner. Cox for 3, no good. Hamilton bats the ball to Washington. Washington's across half court. Washington to Hamilton to Sanders. A head fake. Takes the shot. No good. Aragopoulos rebounds. Gets it ahead to Savage. We're down to the final 2.5 minutes of the season. Aragopoulos for 2. No good. Rebound. Ingram, who's coming to the game. James Ingham is in the game for Midwestern State. Ingham, a 6'5 freshman out of Australia. Uyghur holds the ball overhead. He'll drive in. He'll shoot over Savage off the glass. It rattles in and out. No good. Here comes Thomas up the middle of the floor with a left-hand dribble. Stops. Top of the arc, left to center. Passing right to Savage. Back to Thomas for a three-pointer. Off the mark, off the side rim. Out of bounds in the left corner at the end of the Aggie bench. Midwestern State will have the ball with 1:54 to play, leading 90-55. Luke Hamilton coming out of the game. Hamilton's been a fan favorite since he started hitting three-pointers here in his first season.
Yeah, he's had some great moments here under the dome. They're going to have to, the Mustangs are going to have to find somebody, a stretch four that can make some shots for them next year.
Pierre Sanders between the circles to the right wing for Washington. To Sanders to the foul line. The jumper, good for Pierre Sanders. So that gives him a double-double with 12 points, with 12 rebounds and 10 points. He needs 2 more assists for the triple-double. But there's only 1:25 remaining. Cameron has brought Kenyon Holcomb into the game. Cox shooting and hitting another three-pointer. Cox has 12 points.
Logan Epps checks in for Midwestern.
Logan Epps coming into the game for Midwestern State. And that'll give the crowd a chance to show their appreciation for senior John Uyghur. Uyghur has been here the whole time Justin Leslie's been here. And I'm old enough to remember when he had long hair.
I'd forgotten about that.
Sanders moves into the front court on the right side. Finds Epps for three, no good. Thomas has it. Ahead to Cox. Cox stops shy of the arc. Pass to Holcomb. Back to Cox. Cox to Thomas. Driving in. Feeds it down low. Holcomb can't handle it. Turns it over to Midwestern State. That's 20 turnovers for Cameron tonight. And Midwestern State has scored 29 points off Aggie turnovers. Midwestern State leading 92-58 with 42 seconds left. Pierre Sanders still in the game. He's not a senior. Washington hits a three-pointer. Jared Washington is a freshman getting into the act tonight with 5 points. Here's Cox into the front court. Pass to Savage. Savage, right wing three-pointer, nothing but net. 10 points for Savage. 95-61, Midwestern State leads. Mustangs with the ball. Sanders will just dribble out the remaining 20 seconds, and that'll wrap up the season. Midwestern State will be 12-16 with a 9-13 conference record. 8-5 here at home. What really hurt them this year was their road record. They went 3-11 away from home. Cameron is going to finish 4-24, 2-20 in conference play. Just 1-14 on the road.